Well, hey, good to see everyone. Welcome to the Calvary Chapel.
Hopefully everyone had a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This is the episode
Happy
right
New
after Christmas.
Year!
New Year's
Happy
is on
New
its way.
Year! Yes, you're right. Oh, not Happy New Year yet.
Do you have a New Year's resolution, Jordan?
Hey, and I have too many New Year's resolutions.
There's just so much to resolve in your life
well,
in this next year.
This is what I don't have New Year's resolution. I have New Year goals. And they're a little different.
Why is that?
It's like
teach us the difference between a resolution and a goal.
A resolution is like, oh, I'm just gonna do this thing every day, and that's kind of part of it. But like I have goals. It's like I want to do like the beaver head. Like that's not a resolution. That's a goal.
Goal-driven man. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I want to be healthier. I'm gonna go to the gym 4 times a week. All that. I already do that. So most of my sorry. Most of my things, please.
How many push-ups do you do?
A whole bunch. Yeah, most of the things I'm trying to do now and like go into the new year, so it's not like, oh, January 1st, I need to change my life completely. Like I'm already doing these things, and it's just like drink more water and vitamins. I looked into the AG1 thing last night, and it's just so much money. Oh, you weren't there for young adults. We were talking about AG1,
but
last
I know
night.
about it. Yeah, I looked into it too. It is a crazy amount of money for what you're getting.
Yeah.
I kind of would. I want to trust it because of who advertises
Sure,
with
like
it.
Joe Rogan advertises it.
Yeah, and like
I
know he uses it. Andrew Huberman uses it. But then I've also listened to some other stuff where it's like, it's pretty much just vitamins. Like if you're drinking that because you think you're getting nutritional value from the greens, the vegetables, you're wrong. Yeah. You're just getting the nutrition from the vitamins. Sure. And you can get vitamins much cheaper than drinking a green drink.
Yes. And it didn't even have like vitamin D in it, which is the one I kind of know that I'm supposed to get more of. Yeah. I spend a lot of time down here in the basement. Yeah. So I want more.
I keep vitamin D in my drawer. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh.
Costco size. There's one kernel left in it.
We should just pop those when things was getting stressful. Oh, I need some vitamin D.
I chew on them. Chew on my vitamin D.
Get some vitamin D straight into your system.
Yeah.
Seeing orange.
So New Year's, it's a good time to kind of self-reflect over the past year, see what you did, how the Lord used you, how he worked on you, how you've changed. But
that's not what we're doing right now.
That's not what we're doing right now. But also, you know, instead of having goals for the year, try having goals for the day.
I thought you were going to say for the decade.
I'm going to go to the gym in 2025. How about you go to the gym today?
Ooh.
Right?
That's good.
That's how you take a goal and now you make it accomplishable.
Sure.
In the moment. Yeah. I'm going to drink more water. How about you just drink more water today?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you do a beaver head today?
Yeah.
Right now.
This might be a little interesting too. Maybe try planning out your days before it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you get a little planner because the day happens.
Plan out the essentials.
Sure. Yeah, you don't need to do I use the bathroom.
But it's like if I want to go to the gym today, then I need to make that time happen. Sure. So I'm either going to go before work or I'm going to be sure I'm not doing a podcast at 4 because I need to be at the gym at 4. So we can't do Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym every day. And you do for like the first 2 days. And the third day comes around. It's like, oh, I'm busy. Blah, blah, blah. I'm tired. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no. You need
the only days that count at the gym are the days you don't want to go.
For sure.
The days you want to be there, they don't count.
Yeah.
It's when you don't want to be there and you go, that's what matters.
That's almost every day. Most days.
And I'm not doing, I've done the whole gym membership thing in the past.
You have,
and I don't, my problem is I don't like working out with people. So it's like I'm going when no one's there. So, and I found a sweet time kind of when I could go. Yeah. But then there'd still be people there sometimes. So then it would affect me. Like, oh, I wanted to do, treadmill and then shoulders and then go back in the back and do the rowing machine. And then some woman would be in the back kickboxing. So it'd be weird if it's just me on the rowing machine and she's like there doing her thing.
Just punching.
So it's like, I was like, I just felt like I was like forced socially out of it. So it's like, but I know
I think that's all in your head. Yeah.
For me, if I'm going to do it, I need the stuff at home. So that's why I bought that pull-up bar system, that dip system. I have a dumbbell system at home. And every morning I get up and I do my push-ups and my target for that day, muscle for that day. And no one's bothering me. I know I'm going to do it. I live in the place. Some people buy a bunch of gym equipment and they can't do it at home. Like the fact that it's at home, they can't, Like they need to go to the place to exercise.
Yeah.
For me, it's just in a different room. I'm going to go to this room and I'm going to do the exercises, and then and it's like a routine now, a morning routine. So different strokes for different folks.
For sure. Yeah.
But
I think for me, paying for the gym membership helps because like I'm paying all this money. So it's like I need to kind of use it. Yeah, a little guilt in yourself.
Yeah,
like
nice
this is an
right
investment. Guilt, I have to. Yeah. But sometimes, some mornings, I won't want to go. So it's like, okay, I'll just do 100 push-ups here at home. Not all in one go. Don't.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's my warm-up.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. And then I really get into it. Yeah. Good.
Yikes.
Well, we're not talking about who can do the more push-ups right now.
But one day, maybe we'll do a podcast about that.
Maybe one day we'll just do a bunch of podcasts while doing push-ups. And we'll just see. Yeah.
Everyone would love that.
For sure. Well, last night at Young Adults, and Avery can attest to this, we came up with the idea of just doing a 24-hour podcast. Like one of those like live streams where we just start going, and then we could just like teach through the whole Bible. Just start in Genesis and just for 24 hours see how far we can make it.
Yeah. That would be fun. It'd be interesting to see who would listen. Right. But you could then go back and chop it up over like 24 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But then that kind of takes away from like the feel of it.
Yeah. I think we would have some people who would listen. Comment down below right now if you would listen to a 24-hour podcast.
I don't want to guilt trip you, but if you were here over New Year's Eve, that would be fun to do, to bring in the new year.
Oh.
Wow.
Just like a show starting at like from 8 to like 12:30. We do like a 4.5-hour long podcast. Have a bunch of guests planned. Have a bunch of questions.
Wow.
Just have a party. Maybe next year.
We'll
see.
Yeah. We're definitely staying home next year. That's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's decided.
Yeah. Well, it's just traveling is... whatever. And I like it here.
And then when you do so much travel for missions, maybe, Jordan, it just really piles up. Because you have personal travel, and then when you're a missionary as well.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It all adds up. It's like, I just want to be here. I like it here. And I feel bad because I'm not going to be here for in the past, people watching this, the candlelight service already happened. But I feel bad.
Stellar, man.
I'm sure it was. I should have been there. And I wasn't. And I'm just
Hopefully
bummed out.
next year.
Yeah, next year we will be.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah. Well,
But
me and
today,
Hayden
Jordan,
could just keep talking about random
We
stuff.
have a
Yeah.
special guest today.
We do, yes.
Would you like to introduce him?
I would love to. Yes, this is Averie. If you don't know, Averie is my wife. We've been married for over a year and a half at this point, because we got married June 30th, so almost a year and a half. And yeah, we serve up here. Averie, what do you do up here with us?
Like work, or like
work.
I help with like admin stuff.
Right on. And how's that?
Like the best thing ever. I get to like it's really fun. It's a little awkward with my boss here. And he's always around when people ask this question too. So it's like
he is
fun.
always around whenever people ask. It's like, wow, it's crazy.
But it really is like the best thing ever. Like I'm waiting. It's really bad, but I'm like a really pessimistic person. So I kind of just wake up every day waiting for something really bad to happen to mess this up, because everything in my life is like too perfect right now. Like I'm living the dream. So
nice.
Or living my best life.
There
You
you
say
go.
living the dream. Sorry, didn't mean to take your slogan, but yeah, so I really like it here.
Yeah.
Living the dream. Well, whose dream are you living? That's what people say.
Is that what people say? That's stupid.
It's mine. I mean, my dream. Thank you for asking.
Not yours. That's weird.
You wish.
I don't want to hear about your dreams. So what did you do before working here?
Oh boy. Oh, I worked at a nursing home, which was really good. It really pushed me because I didn't go like to college or anything, so I don't have that much. And I wouldn't say I'm like really the smartest or like really good at much. So I really was like, what am I gonna do for my life? Like, am I just gonna work at a coffee shop forever? So, but then like things opened up where someone ended up asking Jordan, like, hey, do you have someone that could work at this nursing home? So that was really cool.
My wife.
I'm married to her. Yes.
Yeah, and at first it was like, do you have any children that could work here? And you're like, well, I got an adult. I'm married to her, but this is good. So I did that for almost a year, and that was really good. But I was ready to go.
For a year you were there?
Yeah.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was
Crazy,
long.
huh?
Yeah.
And it was like, Really convenient because it's on the back of my house, basically.
It's
like not even a 5-minute walk.
This
but
is pretty convenient, but that's real convenient.
Yeah.
But I would drive every day as well. But I still drive here to my current work, which is now a 2-minute drive. I can't get through a full song, unfortunately. So that's like less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with it all being icy and snowy, it's better. To drive
Even when
right
it's
now.
hot, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, Hagen, do you have any questions for us? I feel weird asking her questions.
Yeah,
I know,
I can kind of
Wow.
take this over. Is that
Yeah,
good?
no, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So were you raised in a Christian home, or tell us about that?
Oh yeah, I had the best setup ever. I had a super awesome, super kind and funny mom that was like basically my best friend but like it's hard when she's so far away now. A super cool, hardworking dad, like the definition of a man is like him. He's so like strong and super not emotional, not like guys can't cry and stuff like that, but he just like showed me, I don't know, he's really cool and basically like my hero. And then I had 2 brothers, but yeah, every Sunday and Wednesday we'd go to church. I did like
Where at?
Sparky's, Calvary Chapel Hemet
Okay.
in California. I was in California before moving here. And yeah, it was really, really nice. And
So did you like
good.
Sunday school?
Oh, all of it, yeah.
Okay.
I really did not like the Awanas though, because my teachers would always like guilt trip me for not memorizing the verses. It was like, well, Tracy, do you know the verses? But she did. But
she
I
did?
love you, Tracy, if you're actually listening. I hope not, but love you, girl. But it was like, yeah, it was just not fun. But it was cute. Game Square was really fun and all that stuff. But my whole life, yeah, it was like you knew you did not want to fight my father on not going to church. So we knew where we were going to be every Wednesday and Sunday. So.
And then you go to like teenager, you go to youth group and stuff, or is that a thing?
Yeah, we had that. Unlike our services, we do it during the services, so that's really convenient. But I'd always go to youth group to be able to go on my phone because I couldn't go on my phone in main sanctuary with my parents because they would get probably upset. I never tried it; I was too scared. But it was good. So I'd never really listened to anything. I had a really good 2 youth pastors. Or like one moved and then the other one came and filled and they did good. I'm guessing. I never listened, but they always sounded really good and passionate. So
And you and I have something in common, and that's that we both have public school educations.
for sure.
So
Not to flex. Sorry, Pumpkin.
Yeah,
That's okay.
grown up in a Christian home with expectations of like we're gonna go to church on Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But not in a mindset of like we're homeschooling our kids. You're going to a private Christian school.
Right.
So you're in a public school setting. What was that like?
It was really nice. I liked, at least through, once high school got there, it was like, man, this is bad. But it was good because you just got to experience a lot and have a lot of different personalities. And through all my years, I had one gay teacher. So he was a history teacher. I don't know if there's other people that can relate, but yeah, it was good. I did like sports and stuff, so I really got all personalities.
Like your faith was under attack, or
I didn't really have much, so
okay.
Yeah, I did
so
not grow
even
up.
though you're in a home that has we're church people,
Right.
For you growing up in it, there was a disconnect.
Right, like I was very legalistic, so I had all the, I knew it all, but like it was like that's not for me though.
Okay, so lacking relationship.
Right,
with the
exactly.
Lord.
I knew like what not to do, but it
you were
wasn't for
never
me.
like that. Were you ever like God's stupid, but I'm just going to church? Like,
yeah, never that. It was never that deep. I didn't even take that much time to think about it. It was like going to school, and then my friend group was like these 2 other girls that were also Christian, but they were like bad. So I was like, I just felt like all Christians were like fake, kind of. So it was like, why? I don't know, because so it was just like, why would I want to do that too? But I knew when people, like, I always was too scared because of my father and like knowing what's wrong to do anything bad, like drugs or like sneak out and like sleep with someone. But that still didn't stop me from like judging people that did it. So it was like, oh, like I would never do that. I like definitely am not different from you where I wouldn't, but like I'm too scared to do that. But in my mind, it's just because I'm better than you. But yeah, definitely never. And then when I actually did like get saved and still go to school, or no, okay, a little bit of a backtrack. I was like a sophomore, and then I was going to the public school, and I was like, this is just really bad. Like everything was everything was really bad. My friend, like, we didn't really get along very well, and everyone else was just like gross. And like there's so much like gay jokes and just like sexual stuff and gross people all the time, all day, every day. So it was so draining, and like no one here I really like vibe with. And I think the worst thing, so I just like came home and was like, parents, can I please move schools? I don't want to do this anymore. And then my mom, because I joined like the basketball team, so my mom was like, nope, you joined it, so you gotta keep doing it. So that was really sad. Then my dad was like, nah, we'll do anything for you. So that was cute. So then I ended up moving schools, and it was a lot less, because I think maybe it was the thing where it's like you have too much of like God to enjoy the world. I don't even know if it was that deep at that point, but like everything inside me was like, this is gross, this is wrong, I don't know, just this is not where I want to be. So when I did move to the other school that was a lot smaller and like less gross people, that was really nice. But then there, not at the school, but in that season I got saved and got to come back to school, and then that's where I was really trying to balance how to like express your faith without like shaming people and also embarrassing yourself, because I was like the most self-conscious person. Probably all teenage girls are. What am I saying? one of the many super self-conscious teenage girls. So I was like, how do I talk to my lesbian friend and say, hey, I don't know if that's right, without getting them to be mad at me. So that was kind of the battle I had to fight with.
That's tough.
Mostly.
Yeah.
It's like I was going to but I shouldn't. Sorry. So how did you deal with your lesbian friendship?
Well, never mind. Yeah.
But yeah, because it's like, okay, I know this isn't right. I know Jesus wants me to be a witness.
Right.
But how do I even go about that without being then that girl? Because you can say what's true.
Right.
But that's not always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Just spurting out what's true. Because now it's, okay, you've just told this person that God doesn't approve their lifestyle, but they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care what God thinks.
True.
So, yeah, to be able to have a relationship and communicate truth and love so that they actually see the reason and the heart behind things is huge.
Right.
How did you, because you like grew up in a Christian home, but like you got saved at some point. So like, how did that happen? Like, how did it become like real and stuff for you?
Oh, wow. I hope this next part is really encouraging to all the praying grandmas out there for their prodigal grandchildren. Because my grandma was like, I just remember like not wanting to go to her house and not wanting to be around her, because all she would do is like just shove Jesus down your throat. And it's like, oh my gosh, girl, let me like soak in my filth, like don't. So my whole life, just always, anytime she could write me a letter or do anything for me, there was a verse on it. And then anytime she'd be around me, she'd be like, oh, me and the Lord this morning, blah blah blah. And it's like, oh my gosh. So it just like irked my soul. So I got like to a really low point where I was just like desperate. I had like done a couple really bad things. So like guilt was kind of eating me up, where I couldn't really like function anymore. I just like knew something was wrong. Something needed to change. I can't live like this anymore. And then it was right when like COVID hit. So my dad kept like bringing up like the dang rapture. Like every night he was like, it's coming, everybody. Buckle up, it's coming. And it's like, so that, and then a mix, like I was just so scared, like, okay, it's coming. I do not want to be here for it. Cause in the back of my mind, I knew all of it was true. So it's like, oh shoot. And then, but anyways, back to my grandma. She was just like so different and always had joy. And so I just like was in my bedroom on my floor, like, what does she have that I don't? And then it was like, well, obviously Jesus. And in that moment, I was just like, okay, God, if you're real, then hey, girl, like I need you a lot right now. So, and then instantly, but so yeah, it was really her character, and like it was really interesting that throughout my whole life, I had like read the Bible and verses have been like tucked into my head that I can't erase and things like that. But like I like I like the saying where it's like, you may be the Bible, the only Bible that people ever read. So it's like that really hit. So she was the really different thing that was like, oh man, this. So she really was the one that did it, which was really cool.
Yeah. So then you graduate high school, and it's like, then what?
So it's really cool because I wanted to. So like while I was in high school, my youth pastor, as well as a couple other people from my church back in California, all went to CBI, Calvary Bible Institute, if no one I hope everyone.
If you
knows
listen to this podcast,
you're
know
very
about
familiar.
It. Yes.
And some of you are listening to this while you're at CBI.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
want to give you a special shout out.
Congrats,
Yep,
guys. But anyways, all those people had all gone to CBI, and then everyone kind of joked like, once you graduate, you're going, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever you want, I guess. And then I was getting closer to graduating, and I also was working at my church office. I've never really not worked at a church, which is fun, but never done a fast food or like a Hobby Lobby, which I'm very grateful for.
I think you'd be good at a Hobby Lobby.
They didn't hire me.
Oh,
So
sorry.
Applied.
My bad. I didn't know that.
Good.
The one in Hemet you applied to?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
I wanted those little khakis and red shirt. Ugh. But nope, that's okay. It was for the best. And then, so I was working at my church office, and then I am about to graduate, and I was planning kind of to go to CBI, so I kind of brought it up like once, and then my youth pastor heard it, and like the next day my actual pastor came up to me and was like, you're going to CBI? And I was like, oh, I guess I am. And then I didn't even tell him I was graduating early or anything, but he found out and like did the paperwork for me and like signed me up and was like, you're going in January. And I was like, okay. And at this time it was maybe October or December right before it, but it was like, oh, so I kind of had the idea and was like, okay, I'll still keep working here until August, save a bunch of money, because I hadn't I don't know, I was scared about like money and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
kind of a scary thing, but he was like, nope, this is good. But it was really good that I had gone in December, halfway through the semester, opposed to August, starting a new like school year, because that was Jordan's second
I owe
semester.
Pastor Gary big time for that, for signing you up early. Because without him,
You sound so
would've-
sarcastic.
No, I do. I owe
Oh,
him big
no.
time. Thanks, Pastor Garv. Yeah, because I was already there. Because I started in August.
Right.
Yes, I started in August. And so when Averie came, I was already halfway through. And that's how we overlap. But if Averie had wait till the next August, then we would have
Never
missed
would have
each
met.
other.
Saddest thing
Yeah,
ever.
that would have been so sad. But
Yeah.
no
I heard-
coincidences.
I heard there's some movie, I'll have to look this up,
I'm scared.
about the premise is like this guy's on a subway or a train or something, and like he misses it, and it like plays out the storyline of what happens, and then he gets it, and it plays out the storyline of what happens, and he like meets the girl on the train.
I have
that he
heard
loves.
that.
On some podcast. I forget.
Probably our Pat Gray. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is one of
or
our-
Theo. I was thinking
Maybe.
one of these, but it's like I want to find that because I think about that a lot in life. Just like
What trains have you
what
missed,
would have
Hagen?
happened?
Uh-oh.
It's like what if?
Yeah,
and even
literally.
just like someone else was talking about this of what I was listening to. There's like there's been these really big moments in our life as like a nation. One of them is people attribute Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Sure.
Like the fact that he did that was like a huge deal
Yes.
for like freedom of speech
That's
and
true.
what he's done. And then the other
Oh.
one is Donald Trump doing this,
Turning his head.
turning his head.
Oh, true.
Like what storyline would we be on
Right.
if he would have never turned his
Mm-hmm.
head? Like it'd be completely different. And if you think too much about life in that way, it'll freak you out because you're just worried, what if I make the wrong move?
Yeah.
So you just have to be like following Jesus and trusting that you're getting turned
Yeah.
where you need to turn.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah,
it's-
people come up with like the fun ideas of like multiverse or whatever, and like there's a million different versions. But that's silly. It's just
Yeah.
like, God has a plan for everything, and like it's all going to. He's got a good story. He's got the perfect story, and he's got it worked out.
Jordan, if there's a million different universes with you on it, I'm glad we have this one.
Wow, that's really cute, Hagen. Yes, yeah. Because if I hadn't met you,
You'd
I
probably
might
be
not.
married, though.
I don't know, because like one of the big reasons I came here was because you brought it up when we were talking about after Hagen. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be here or not.
Well, Jordan, here's the good news. This podcast isn't about you. It's about
That's true. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Yes.
So
yes.
you're at CBI. You go in January.
Yes.
And it's cool. This is great. This is scratching the itch that I wanted. I'm growing spiritually. It's hard at first. Like, what is it?
So I was being very open to all this religious stuff, because in my mind it was still very okay. Now I'm gonna have to do these rules and all this stuff, so it's kind of scary. And then on day 3, this like girl. Should I like share all the details? Or
Sure.
I don't think.
Oh yeah, that. Oh my goodness, yes, share that.
So
That's
this
really
girl-
intense.
FBI grads tell all.
Yes,
on
this is
episode.
wild.
So this poor girl has like a little like attack and just starts like shaking her heart
She
out.
thinks she's demon possessed.
In the middle
Yeah.
of the class, and then I didn't hear it, but the teacher that was teaching the class like whispered like, okay, everyone pray for her. So there's the girl at the front of the class shaking and like falling on the ground, and then the whole class started slowly stepping towards her.
It was pretty weird.
So but I
Were you
didn't
there?
hear.
yes,
And were you like,
of course I was praying for her. Yes, that's what everyone else
you
was
were
doing.
interceding?
And I was like,
I was of
what
course
the
praying for
heck?
this demon possessed girl
Of
who's
course.
a
You
Christian.
cracked out your anointing oil. And you had it.
Like, come here,
course.
girl.
Yeah, that was freaky.
So and then so everyone's creepily moving forward. She's screaming, and then everyone. So that was like the freakiest thing ever. I like just start crying. I don't know why. It was just so weird and creepy.
It was dramatic.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
I went
traumatic.
and sat in my room, and I was like, if this is what Christians are like, I don't want this. And I was
What
like,
did I sign
I
up for?
know. I was like, I gotta go. This hopefully is not normal. This never happened at home with my mom or dad. So, so I'm just like crying on my bed, and then my roommate and then a couple other girls bring me lunch, which you're not allowed to eat in my room. But this day, the dean did let it happen. Thank you so much, David. But so it was really freaky at first, and then the first week, I think as a girl, you just are like, no one likes me here, and this is just the worst. So I think everyone goes to that first stage, the first week of just feeling so alone, and like they're not supposed to be there. And there's second semester people who have already had spent like half a year together, so they're all besties. So you get there, and it's like, man, I'm not fitting into any clique or whatever you want to call it. So at first it was really hard, and kind of texted my dad about it, but he was just like, you got it. That's a lie. I know like the Lord wants you there. And keep it up. So I just kept going. So it was like really cool, but also the one of the best parts about going mid-semester was for the first semester they go through the Old Testament, but for the second semester they go through the New Testament. So right when I got there for like the Chuck tracks, we were going through the book of Mark, and it just showed like Jesus and how he was a servant. So it was really cool. Like right when I first got there, I was just hit with like who Jesus was. Like it was so cool. Like it felt like a puzzle just all coming together. This is the Jesus I've been learning about and hearing about my like whole life. And then all the things, because I'd heard like worship my whole life. Like I've seen the phrase Lamb of God and things like that. But it was finally all coming together, which was really cool. So it was so cool. I got to instantly like realize,
Yeah.
oh wow, this
Sometimes
is Jesus.
I forget that. Man, what song is kind of popular? There's like a few lyrics of some Christian songs, and that I was talking to someone about, and and I just asked him, I go, do you even know like where that's like what that is or like the context of that? They're like, not at all. It's like, oh, that's from the book of Job, and it's like that's from here. And it's like we sing a lot of songs that are like biblical,
Right.
Yeah.
and like a lot of people don't even realize like
Right.
that it's coming straight out of God's word and like the story associated with it.
Right.
So yeah, that's all now kind of coming together.
Yeah, and is really, because it all was, I don't know, just having to learn who Jesus like was like so crazy, and like, oh, it all makes sense. Like this is what it's all for, obviously. So, and then there's this nice roommate, and then I have this like guy, which is fine, but like a couple months in, we end up like talking more, and that's kind of, I don't know how much of our story should we get, because you didn't like mess up CBI or anything, but you just like added a different level to it.
The guy you're talking about is Jordan.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jordan.
okay. I was like, who are you?
We wasn't sure it was the other one. Or...
No.
He doesn't know about that one, Megan.
What?
I'm just kidding.
So Jordan, actually, there's more to your story.
I guess so. So, like, what you mean? Like, I didn't mess up CBI for you?
Correct. But it was just like a lot different, I think, being there in a relationship.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. We didn't. When did we start dating? We
March.
started dating March. It was St. Patty's Day,
Okay.
March 8th or something. Yeah.
17.
Your people love that day.
Okay, I'm German. I'm not Irish. Thank you.
He's not Irish.
Let's clear that up right now on the record. I'm not Irish.
Shafer.
Oh, this is good. Okay. But So I was like learning it all, and all, because I knew like little pieces here and there, but it was all just coming together. And then I also just like realized how much I didn't know. So it was super cool. Jordan in like every class would like be raising his hand and answering all the questions. So I was like,
actually, Professor.
literally. So I was like, oh my gosh, this guy knows a lot. So I would start writing down all my questions I got in class and then ask him after class, which was just because I thought he was the smartest. It wasn't for anything other reason, not being sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but it was just really cool because he helped me like break down some of my like wrong things that I had. Like one of the classes, one of the pastors asked like, what are the 3 most important things about Christianity? And I was like, love, and I said something else, and the last one I was like repentance. And then I got out of the class because in my mind I still thought we were under the 10 commandments, so I don't know who's gonna tell me, but good thing he came along and help me. But anyways,
yes, this is the greatest. This really pretty girl just wanted me to tell her about the Bible all day. It's the best thing ever. Like, sure, I'll just yap to you about the Bible.
She's like, wow, he's so smart. But anyways,
would you like to play chess as well?
Yeah.
And then so
There's a pickleball court actually around the corner.
so he sits me down on the library couch and is like, what did you mean by that? And I was like, what did, like, repentance? Obviously you need to like, and in my mind you needed to clear your slate every so often. And he was like, that. So he helped me clear that up, being free of not having to like pray and remember every sin that you had done in the past week or so, just to feel good about yourself. So that was one of the really cool parts, that he like gracefully took me aside and didn't do it in class or anything like that, and helped me. And like so many of those, like, I wouldn't say chains, but like maybe like the ball and chain things, like so many of those were just like chopped off in Bible college, which was really cool. So that was like one of the big ones, because I don't know, that's just kind of draining, being like, oh man, I'll never can be enough. I'm always messing up and wallow in self-pity and blah blah blah. So it was good. But
so you start asking him some questions.
oh yeah.
But somehow
Yeah. What happened, Avery?
Somehow you
How'd he
married him.
trick
So
you?
how does that work?
How'd he trick you?
That's so silly.
How did this happen, Avery?
So just a little funny story, just in case you guys do not know Jordan enough. So like it's like week 1 of us being, all the kids being there, all of our class, and then there's like everyone's sitting in this common area, and then everyone's sitting on the couches, obviously, and there's like a table in the middle of all the couches, but everyone's just sitting, talking, like 5 people playing guitar and singing, and then he's like in the middle of the room on the floor on this dirty carpet. No offense, David, I bet you clean good, but this, yeah, it just did not look good. And he was like building a Lego set, so that was like week 1 impression of Jordan, where I was like,
He's
wow,
the Lego kid.
a kid, emphasis on kid, and I wanted a man, but it was good. But anyways,
But look at him
And
now.
then, yeah, what happened?
I know, I just thought that was so funny. And then so we're asking questions, and then I always have liked people because like they're this is gonna sound awful.
Unique?
No,
No.
they're
She's
like,
always been attracted to like the
like physically,
yeah.
Underdog?
no,
No,
like,
no.
like really like
Oh, you've
physically
always liked.
attracted.
I was
right,
the first person she liked my personality.
first,
Yes.
and then it was
And
like,
then-
yeah, but then
And
Yes. And then
But-
eventually.
but it was just so funny because I'd like people and then put up with all their junk. But then for him, it was like, I liked everything else and felt so like calm around him, and I could be so open around him.
I liked
and then-
everything else except
No,
how he
let
looked.
me get to it. Okay. And then so that was good. And then one day I was like, wow, he's kind of cute too. So it kind of all fell together. It was good. And yeah, he was kind of a silly guy, so it was hard. He would, every time we'd ask questions, he'd get closer and closer, and it's like, okay, I just want to know about Noah. But it worked, it was good. But it was good. But yeah, so
worked.
after that, I was like, I just couldn't believe it that he actually liked me. So that was super cute. When he told me, I was like, where are the cameras?
Okay,
This has to be a
okay.
prank show.
just a second. I want to. So during this time, are you like chatting with your roommate or your girlfriends? Like, oh wow, you're spending a lot of time with Jordan. He. Oh, I kind of like him. Is there like this like girl thing going on to the side, like pushing you?
This girl thing.
Or
That's so well,
I mean, it was kind of obvious for a while. I'm sorry, you can talk. No. Well, yeah.
Was there a boy thing going on?
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, Jordan, you're talking about Averie."
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
like
cute.
even was like I was like, when I told you I liked her, everyone's like, "Are you gonna go tell?" Like they were like jokingly saying, "Was like, yeah, actually, I am."
That's exactly what you said. I love it just like this.
And I punched him in the face.
Of course I am. I'm gonna tell my queen I like her. What's wrong with that?
Let's see, because like one of the other girls, there was talks of her liking him, so I went and asked her for permission, and then my other friend pulls me aside and was like, "Girl, they are not dating. She is not his property. There is no, so you just go and do it." And I was like, "Averie, you're right." And my friend's name is Averie. I'm not talking to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Averie, do this.
You can do it.
So I was like, okay, this is okay, because I obviously had liked him, so I was like, is this wrong? Am I cheating on my friend, like being a bad girl / friend? So yeah, and they told me, and I was just like, this is not real, but he stayed, so that was really nice. I still can't believe it.
So I just really want to get this clear in my head.
For sure.
And it's good to have both you here and
Of
the
course.
world watching.
Yeah.
So he comes up to you one day after class or something.
Right.
And he's just like, just so you know, I like you.
Oh,
or like you.
Oh,
and then
no.
what does that mean to you in that moment?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well,
do you want me to tell my part first or your part?
Well, yeah, our parts are probably different, but so in CBI or Bible, there's like the couples corner, where it's like this couch kind of away from a lot of the stuff, and it's like, oh, you're sitting there, like you just kind of talk to people there, but it's like, oh, if you're just there alone,
So is it officially a couple's corner, or is it get labeled that?
it gets labeled that. It's not, you're not, just because you're there doesn't mean you're a couple, but it's like,
Some
people are always like talking there, like
I
that's
see.
what they call
Okay.
it. And so we've been talking there and just kind of hanging out for a while. And then, so it wasn't like right after class. It was just we were talking there already for a while. Okay, you tell your side story.
So it's this worship night going on, and I didn't want to go. I think I was talking to the doctor in Mackenzie.
Okay.
There's a guy that nicknamed himself the doctor, and
Oh gosh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
how could you?
Shout out to Doc.
Yes.
Man.
So Jordan, I didn't bring money for something, so I asked Jordan for money to help me. Like, I think it was.
Don't even go there.
I think it was for like a background check for us to serve at the church with kids or whatever.
Yeah.
So he gives me money, and then I finally got money back, and then my mom is like, Averie, you better pay him back like ASAP. Give him that money, because I don't know, she didn't like me
Poor
being in
child,
debt.
his money back.
To this guy. So she was like, give him his money. So I have his stuff, and then I'm like sitting in the little, like the microwave area. What would you call that little?
The breakfast area,
Yeah.
Kitchenette thing,
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in there with the two other people. Then Jordan walks by, and then I'm like, Jordan, and then he keeps walking, and I'm like, I know he heard me, but I'll say it again
I did not.
because I really wanted to talk to him.
So you have money for him, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, I need to pay you off.
Yeah, and then it would lead to us hanging out. So I was like, I'll do whatever, and I have to because my mother told me. Not really, but kind of using it. So I said it again, and then did I? I feel like I got up and came to you, or no?
I
was like, I know you heard me.
Yeah, I remember this, but like, cause from there it was like, oh, you want to come hang out on the couch and talk? Basically,
That's
You
so
asked
creepy.
yeah, I think so, or whatever.
Somehow you ended up on the couch.
Yeah.
I know,
At the couple's
gosh.
corner.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out when that happened.
Yeah.
This is the key to understanding this.
I do remember it was a worship night, and I do
Yes.
remember I was
You
very
were
conflicted.
Oh, tell him about like
I was very
Tyler
conflicted.
and
It was
Izzy?
like, should I tell her I like her, or is this
Or is
a
this not
distraction from the
God?
enemy?
Yeah, please.
And
Biggest
both of my friends were
distraction.
like, "Don't do it, don't do
Don't
it."
tell her.
And I was like,
Wrong timing.
Wait, only because you have to tell him the reason, right?
only because what?
Because like once the semester I came started, you were like, I'm not getting with any girls.
Oh yeah, I did say that. I was
And
like,
that's
I'm
why
done.
they said no.
Like,
Or
I-
maybe
yeah.
they just knew me and they're like, Jordan.
Yeah, it's like
just
I
sign
don't
your life
want
away,
I don't
dude.
want to be distracted. I want to focus on God.
Yeah.
No more silly whatever.
So
Was-
sad.
Was there silly whatever?
No,
there
no,
was-
not really. Not really.
No need to go there.
Yeah.
No need to go there. So I'm gonna focus. I told like my buddies like I'm gonna focus, And
then I come
then
day
you come,
one.
it's just, and not day one, like 2 weeks in, I'm like,
Dang.
okay, or whatever. Yeah, for 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. And then my friends were like, well, you said this. And I was like, yeah, but I was stupid. I shouldn't have made that. I shouldn't have said that.
So we're on the couch for like 10 minutes just doing probably question stuff because I had my notebook on my lap, which is kind of cringe. Yeah.
I've been wondering.
So we're sitting there, and then
Tell
he's
me
like,
about the Nephilim. And Jordan's heart begins to race.
Yes.
he like blushes. No. And then we're just sitting there for a while, and then he kind of like, I was gonna say pops the question, but that's not it at all. But he's just like, you don't have to respond right now, and I don't want you to feel pressure, but like, I like you. And then I was just like, no way, shut up, no way. So, because I was like, yeah, that's not real. But then it ended up being real.
Like, thank you. Or what did you say back to him?
I just was like, what? It kind of took me a while. I was kind of in shock, but then I was like, well, we're gonna have to ask my dad because I was like, we want to before we date. So as a trying to figure out what like Christian was, I was a sponge and like took up everything bad and good. So I was like really not sure how serious to take things. So for like the relationship stuff, I was like, we have to ask my dad, and then blah blah. So it was a good move, I think. But it was like sometimes it's not that deep.
Did I ask your dad?
Yeah, remember you came down.
Did I call him?
Oh,
Did I ask him in person? I
you
forget.
called him in the kitchen on my phone. I was like, because you called him, but he didn't answer. So I called him on my phone, and then I was like, hey Dad, this is Jordan. And then I passed it to you, and then you walked around the kitchen for a while, and you're like, he said yes. So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, so it worked out. But yeah, I was just like, I think, did we like pray about it for like a month or so?
I don't remember it being a month. I thought it was only a week, but she thinks that's another part where the stories don't agree. I don't think we waited that long, but
Yeah.
But
whatever. You have a great memory, Jordan.
That's true, everyone. I am known for my wonderful memory.
Like,
but at some point afterwards, I asked her out, and we went up on we went hiking kind of, but like up in the mountains and like watched the sunrise or whatever. Because like, when else are you gonna go on a date? Because you're busy all the time. So we did that, and then it's hard because she would go home on the weekends back to Hemet, and I would stay there, and it's like that's the one time that we could like hang out. But we made it work. We went to John's place once. Or twice. Yeah, once. But we made it work.
Yeah. So then,
a restaurant. That's what it is. John's place. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
Not everyone is familiar with the streets of Yucca.
Yeah, Yucca Valley. Yeah.
So, you get a bunch of guest teachers coming through.
Oh yeah.
And then one day, here
I show up.
Let's hear about that. Let's hear about you meeting me now.
Well, Hagen, this podcast isn't about you.
Let's see. We're in class, and then you just are like so different. Like
I think people could attest to that.
Yeah. Most of the people we get are like really old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them are really old, so like you being young is kind of like, huh.
And like you feel like closer because I always had like a very respectable, very awesome older pastor, but I just felt so far. So like age wise, I didn't think all this through, but I'm just grateful for it now. But yeah, it was just different, and I was like feeling, because for the rest, like my plan was you're coming back to Cali, or going back home and just like working at your church full time. So I like all the guest pastors that would come in, I wouldn't like bat an eye. They'd be like, come and stay at my church. It's like, that's not even an option. So when you came, the fact that I was even thinking about it was like, oh, this is weird. And then every pastor that would come in would joke like, well, everyone's going to end up in Idaho. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because all of them would say it. And it's like, oh my gosh, pick something else to say. Yeah. It's like, Idaho, that's so cringe and not for me. And then you came, and then it was like, this is so silly. Like, am I going to be too stubborn to not take this? But anyways, and then you came, and then I didn't want to say anything to Jordan, at least, because I just wanted, like, I was really feeling it, but I knew if I was like, I love this place, then he'd say something like, yeah, me too.
Of course.
Yeah, wherever you want to go. Yeah. So I didn't say anything. So after your class, you're so funny too. You just like sit on the couch Anyway, just in like our little common area. But so I like sat outside with Jordan and then let him tell me, and I didn't even like give in to like me too. But he was like, I really like Hagen, and I didn't like encourage it at all. I was like, oh, okay, we can think about that. But in my mind, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Like, this is what I was feeling too. And then he starts, I guess, when was that then?
When Hagen came? It would have to be
like March.
Well, no, probably at least April.
Maybe April.
Yeah, I think April.
Because you left soon, right? So
when's Easter?
April.
Right around spring break time.
Right.
So spring break, well, I guess it's different than CBI.
A little bit.
But right in there, because you came up here for Easter, which is over your spring break.
Yeah.
Right.
Which was, so right, like maybe 2 weeks before Easter, probably.
But it was just like really cool because I was trying to pray about all of it. Again, taking everything really, really heavy, every decision. And it was really big. But so after you had come, it was like, well, this is, I could see this. This is good. And then I was trying to get like confirmation, and God was very, very, very what's the word for like talking?
Like showing you like this is it.
Yeah, verbal. He was very verbal through that CBI season. Sorry.
Your mom was like, "Come over for dinner," and he's like, "What are we having? Salmon."
Basically though. But we like never went out because you don't have time, but one time Jordan's friends invited him over, so I came too, and we were in their little apartment, and I'm like talking to the wife, and she's got her cute nails, so I was like, I love your nails, that's so fun. And then I was like, while she was showing me them, I was looking at her arm, and then I was like, girl, and she has this big old tattoo on her forearm, and I was like, what is that? And then she's like, it's a salmon. And I was like, oh my gosh, girl, what? Like, who has a salmon tattooed on their arm? But I guess, no offense, I don't think she, anyway, it's gorgeous. But it was like, oh my gosh, Lord, is this? So I like held that forever, which is really silly and funny, but I was like, it's destined. So since then, I'd kind of held on to the plan. And then you came back again. Oh no, I don't know. Which one did I come and talk to you after? Was that the second time you came when Jordan was gone? Because you were...
Well, the second time I came was when you got proposed to, I think, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I was there for graduation, maybe.
Maybe.
But like
You were there for when I proposed?
Yeah. I taught that day.
You're
you went
right.
down earlier and I went down.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when you proposed, but I was at CBI when you did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And I came back up, right, or something?
Yeah, we came back up together and you lost your keys
Oh boy.
to your
Poor
car
guy.
at the Salt Lake airport.
Oh.
I don't remember whatever happened with that.
I still have my car, so.
What was the other car?
Yeah, you did not have Paula back then. That was probably Connor.
Yeah, I had the little 200
the elk with.
the $200 car,
Yeah.
which I really got my money's worth out of that
You
one.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I was driving it, so I must have gone on it.
But anytime, whatever time that was, I like sat down and mustered up the courage to be like, so how do you know so much about the Bible? And then you were like, or no, I asked you if you had gone to like, not even seminary, but I was like, what do you do? How do you know what you're
Like,
saying?
I
what
went
you're
to
talking?
seminary.
Okay. Like, how do you know what you're talking about? And then you were just like, I just kind of like study and read. And I was like that's so simple opposed to the guys who are like, I don't know, everything else of just like this book and this blah, 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 and blah, blah. And it's like, so it was just so simple and encouraging to me because I, again, don't have much standards for myself. So it's like, if he just like read it and did it, then like I could just read the Bible and know more. So that was really encouraging. And so after that, I was like, whoa. But yeah. And then you came down again. And then the whole time I was like,
Hey,
that's
why
where
do you
I'm
keep on
going.
going back down to CBI? Are you looking for something down there?
Just looking for opportunities to teach the Bible.
Oh,
That's
wow,
right.
really?
And get into
16 hours to just teach the Bible, huh?
Okay.
That's
Crazy.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not looking for anything else down there.
It was really sweet. Yes, having somewhere to go. It was very comfy for me because I think the Lord knew I needed some like help because it was really scary and I didn't want to go anywhere other than back home. So I think he was like, okay, she needs something really cozy to like so for the whole all of CBI, basically, I knew where I was going after, which is like the biggest stress causer in CBI. It's like, what am I gonna do afterwards? So
Yeah,
that was
because
really
I went up
crazy.
there, and so in your second semester, I was already there. So it's like,
In
oh,
your
I'm just
summer and second semester.
yes, into summer and second semester, and I proposed. So like, we were getting married, so you're definitely gonna come up with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess that is cool that you kind of just knew. It's like, yeah, I'm going to Salmon.
In
Very
September,
cozy.
you proposed.
I did, yes.
I know because I was there.
yeah,
That's
I
true,
literally
yes.
was there.
Yes.
You went down ahead of time.
I did.
And then I flew down and I taught. Then we came back together.
You're
And I
probably
lost
wearing
my
red. I
keys
just
somewhere.
remember red, but
You remember
know.
what?
Oh, and that's
Red.
the time you had like the nice little. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
You
no,
were
you
in
go
red?
first. Yeah, you had your little red and black flannel on,
Oh, wow.
maybe.
And you had like the guest room, and they gave you like Fiji water and stuff, or like La Pear, or the Perry.
La
That's
Puri?
it. Lapare.
The
Propel.
No, he's talking about the PERRIER, like the.
A water.
How do you say
Yeah.
that one?
I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
Oh, like polar bear.
no,
Like the
No.
like the fizz water.
Like-
Well, it was sparkling for. It's not a big deal.
No, this matters.
He's at the
The people want to know.
He's at the fancy sparkling water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just
Now
remember-
whenever I roll up, they give me that nice guest suite.
Yeah.
Usually, I've went before and got an Airbnb because I had Trapper with me once.
I remember. I think it was that time I proposed. That's the one.
I think so, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I do a question to you? Is that
Sure.
allowed on this
Do-
little
should we-
switch?
What?
Allow? She's proposed asking me a question. Do you? Are
Is
you?
that- is
That's
okay.
okay. Yeah. of
Okay,
course.
cool. So, as for you, you're like going down and trying to find people to like come up and help. Is that like
And anything
okay?
else?
Okay. Is that scary? Like having these two random people that you kind of. I mean, for him, you got to know him, but how terrifying
I
is
got
that?
to know him.
Yeah.
He lived with me.
But like, how scary is that? Because I know how much you like love all of our church family here. So it's like, isn't that a little scary? Like, I might bring a crazy person that's like rude to everyone, or it's
And we
not
had
that
a
deep.
dud once.
So you're like, everyone will survive.
It's like I had a dud, but I just felt like I just believe in I believe in the vision of CBI,
Yeah.
and I believe in the 9-month process of school, but I believe in the plug-in process afterwards. And I got the privilege of being able to teach during the 9-month process of school several times, and I just trusted that Jesus would be able to bring people along from that pool to bless Calvary Chapel Salmon. So I kept going back and casting my net,
Wow.
and yeah, it worked out. So
He caught 2 little fishies. Good job.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you still going fishing over there? Still
my
looking for
gosh.
maybe some fish in the sea?
There's
plenty of them.
Honestly, my doors have kind of closed there. They're just got a lot
And they're very
a
busy.
lot of people scheduled out to
Yeah.
teach, so I definitely still can. I was just on the phone today with David, actually.
Aw.
Okay.
Not about
Fun.
teaching, but about other
Oh.
things. And so yeah, I mean, I'll always you'll always find me in Yucca a few times a year, probably.
Yeah.
put it
Well,
that
because
way.
you go to graduation.
I'll go to graduation.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Go see
teach
Brock
at least
graduate.
once,
Yeah.
a year if I can. But yeah, I'm just open.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Do you wish, is that one of your, I kind of already know the answer, but do you wish that you had gone to CBI?
kind of.
Yeah.
In the sense
Like
of,
when you got saved, you didn't
I'm
really.
glad my life worked out the way
Sure,
it did
yeah,
because it
yeah.
got me to
Right.
where I am today.
Hagen, what if you had gone to
I'm glad I
CBI?
missed the
Yeah.
train.
It would have been.
True.
Yeah, it would be so different.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, if CBI, let's put it this way: if CBI was a thing when I graduated high school, I definitely would have went.
Yeah.
But there wasn't quite something like that
No.
at the time. And then it wasn't until after I became a pastor that I believe the first CBI class, which I think Riley was a part of,
Right.
started.
and my
And
youth
then I
pastor.
got to know Riley from going to Israel. I think maybe the year after. So I've known the CBI crops for a while, and then in a few years it'll almost be 10 years,
That's a big deal.
which will be crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah. Pretty soon. They're on like 8 now, right?
Probably. I mean, I became a pastor in 2017, so it probably started right around 2017.
I'm pretty sure. I thought weren't we the 6th? Or no, we were like the 5th year.
I didn't even know where you were at a year, honestly. Yeah.
So yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah, 10. That's a lot.
So when he comes down in September, are you like, he's going to propose, or is it a complete shock?
Pretty complete shock. So that was good. Yeah, except when he we were on a little mountain and his friends were there. So it was because 2 of the friends just don't come out to play on mountains. So it was ooh, okay.
And it was morning, right before class.
Yeah.
And I had this box structure in my pocket, and
he had this little square in his butt pocket, and he doesn't carry things in his butt pocket, and it was so I was like, okay, what are we doing? Then you did it,
and you said yes.
Mm-hmm.
You did hesitate for a little bit.
Yeah, I was just this is what I wanted, but but it was good. And then on the car ride home, I think both of us were feeling equally as sick. And then
it's just a big
yeah, it was what did I just do? But it was good.
That was a lot of adrenaline. Yeah, I don't think I
would not recommend.
It was just this is a big decision.
Adrenaline hangover on the ride.
Yeah,
back
for sure. Kind of when we got our tattoos. That was kind of a similar. That's just whoa. You're awake now. Maybe not. I think proposing was way more, but then after getting your tattoo.
And then on the drive home, his mom's FaceTiming us and hey, congrats. It's I can't talk right now. So I need a minute.
I remember we went to Starbucks, yeah.
And then I was calling everyone and
and they threw us a party at CBI.
Oh, and the funniest thing, my dad is so funny. I call him and it's 7:45, and then I was like, Dad, Jordan proposed. And then all the other people I called were like, yay! And then he was like, what'd you say? And I was like, yeah. But it was just so funny, not even awesome, just okay, and but it was super cute. So that was okay, this is good. Yeah, then we got back, and then there's donuts, but I had I got sick a lot, so I had strep throat. So it was a little awkward. That was a rough weekend. And I was being mean the whole time because I was so tired. So I was just so surprised. And he still wants to marry me. It's so sad. So he's a sweetie. But I did get treated after that. After he left, I was like, okay, now I'm going to lay down.
Now I'm going to lay down.
A lot happened.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's nice.
And then we just spent a whole year apart while being engaged, which was awful. It was just terrible.
It was hard on you.
It was just hard, yeah.
You would act up at home. Couldn't do your dishes.
Yeah.
She's really
that's why I didn't. You wouldn't understand. You were just it's hey, can you understand what it's like being an engaged man when you're whatever fiance
18 at the
time? 1,000 miles away. Literally 1,000 miles away. And I just drive
860 actually.
Okay.
I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight.
Yeah, and I just drive down. I would drive down there on Fridays and come back on Mondays for some reason.
Or sometimes not go, if you know what I mean. The whoop.
Oh yeah, that's when I rolled my car. Yeah, just a lot. There's just a lot happened. But then we got married, and life's just been good ever since then. So.
But then I came up here and visited at a VBS when we were.
Oh yeah, that was
engaged. No, we weren't engaged, but I got COVID.
Oh yeah,
in Bobby's little cabin.
Oh yeah,
not from it,
nice.
but I just
Shout out
always
to you, Bobby. Thanks for letting
Jordan.
us use that cabin.
Yeah,
that was nice of you. Yeah,
it was good.
And then,
but it's over now. So
people came down to our wedding from Salmon. Hagen drove a little bus down, which was nice of him.
By bus,
so
I mean
sweet.
Suburban. But
yeah.
Well, there was a bunch of people. How many people? 8 people?
It was full.
Yeah.
There's 8 seats and there were 8 people.
What did you drive? You rented?
I rented it in Salt Lake. Yeah, so I drove the minivan to Salt Lake. Colton and Constance drove Colton's vehicle to Salt Lake.
Oh, I see.
Met up there. I rented this Suburban at the airport and drove it.
Yeah. And man, was our wedding a party. It was fun.
It was a good time.
What did you say, a good time, Hagen?
It was good.
One of the best weddings you've ever been a part of?
Probably.
Wow, that's good.
Yes, it was good.
It was a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
When you have a bunch of, my friends are all very outgoing like me, so the dance floor was very active, which is nice because sometimes... That's what I was thankful for. It was just
a good dance floor.
Everyone was just having a good time. Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
We did the Footloose. It was wild. Sorry if you're watching this and I didn't invite you to my wedding. I apologize, but I was in California, so it would have been a little far. But yeah.
No worries.
So now we're here, and do you like your life here?
Oh, I love it. It's like still, yeah, not,
Are you
not
happy?
real.
Yeah.
Fingers
Just
crossed.
asking you in front of everyone.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so nice. I get to like, um, it's like the best thing ever. And my first step at like adulthood was only with you. So it's really cool. Like it's our thing, and no family can
Ruin it.
be a part of it because they're so far away, all of them,
are.
unfortunately. So it's like, oh, this is good. So it kind of
is
forced
nice.
us, like we only have each other, so we better make this work, which is really sweet.
Well, that's the benefit of getting married young.
yeah,
Just like
nothing
all
set.
new things are
Yeah.
new together.
Yes.
The
You kind of become who you are together.
right.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
get to be older.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
In
you're
your
older,
late 20s, it's like you
you're
become
kind of set in your ways.
you become who you are
right.
with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to try to add someone to that mix.
Yeah, and it can work, but it's
Oh,
different.
it happens all the time.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
But it's just a different way of doing
yeah.
it. But also, not to argue my side of things too much, like I personally believe, and I when I really think about it, it's surprising me how many people don't get this opportunity to just live alone. There's so many people that have
Yeah.
never been alone.
Right.
And it's like when you actually live alone, it forces you to know yourself. And many people can't handle that.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
people will have anyone with them as long as they're not with themselves. And that's why people just get in like deadbeat relationship after deadbeat relationship because
Right.
they can't deal with them.
Yeah.
Well, when you live alone, you just learn you. And I think that's valuable.
Yeah.
Because you know you. And then when you get someone, a few things. One, I'll say this since it's now shifted to me a little
Sure.
course.
Yeah.
since I have the mic.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get married young and you grow up together, you mature together. The only way you know how to do things is with each other, which is romantic.
Very sweet.
But here's the deal. And I'm going to say this one day when I get
One
married.
of you are going to die.
when I get married, and I'm marrying you for one reason and one reason only, because I want to.
Oh.
I don't need you to pay my bills. I don't need you to do my laundry. I don't need you to cook for me. I do all of that. Anything that's involved in running a house, I have to do that. So you coming in and sharing, that's nice, but that's not the value of you coming into my life.
Right.
I'm picking you because I want you, not because I need you.
Yeah.
And some people that are codependent and never learn loneliness and singleness don't have that. So I'm just saying that's something I offer
That's great.
to anyone that might be listening.
Yes, that's good. And here's my Bumble profile if you guys want to
No,
check it out.
no.
Yeah, swipe
Yeah.
right.
yes. No, that I think that's true.
Yeah, 'cause it
being
was like-
independent.
Yeah, and the nerve of people being like, I just want a wife that will like cook for me. It's like, oh my. So I really respect. It's like you're a grown
Not
man.
that I say that,
do.
right?
Oh yeah, no,
Just wanna
absolutely
clarify.
not. You never
Yeah,
said
I
that.
make my own chicken tenders in the air fryer.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my gosh, you're
I
a
make
grown
my
man.
own dino
Do
nuggets.
it.
Okay, I'm a grown man.
Thank you. I get my Dr. Pepper and my Dino Nuggets, and I'm very happy.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead. You're
But you
good.
actually do cook for me a lot, which is very nice, and it's very good. What was I gonna say? I think there's a lot of value, and this kind of ties into CBI, in like moving away from your parents and like kind of not looking back and just kind of going.
No choice.
Because it just kind of like gets you, and I think CBI was good for me because it's just like, and CBI is a good kind of like middle ground because it's like, okay, I just graduated high school, I'm just like this 17 18-year-old kid, and it's like I don't know, and I still don't know anything, but it's just like it's like, well, I wasn't ready to go and live in an apartment all by myself.
Right.
So that would have been a lot. But CBI is like, okay, I'll go here and I'm by myself in the sense that I'm kind of responsible for everything, but there's still people telling me what to do all day. There's still people kind of cooking me meals most of the day.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of good. But really, I am kind of like,
There's still people getting you in trouble for having snacks sitting in your room.
yeah, sometimes.
Ice cream.
Yeah, but really every
Gallon of
decision
ice
you
cream.
make is now on you.
Who
And
remembers?
it's just kind of like
Sure.
everything's on you and you're your own person and mom and dad aren't there to like,
And I mean, that's the value
Right.
to like real college.
sure,
too.
yeah.
Like it's
True.
this middle ground. You're on your own kind of, but there's still a structure that can be valuable
Yeah.
for sure. So that's always my push when I'm dealing with kids graduating high school. And it's like, what next? If it's like, well, I don't know. it's like, well, here's a good option that's not just accomplishing spiritual things, but it's helping you emotionally and maturity wise.
Yeah. Oh,
to
maturity
be able to
so
step
much.
out
Yeah.
and just be you.
Ooh,
Yeah, because you leave everyone you've ever known, and you go to like this new place with all new brand new
And they're
people.
all just so spiritual.
Sure. But then you kind of, like you were saying, you kind of like realize like, wait, who am I? Like, who do I want to? Because none of these people know me,
Right.
so I can be whoever the heck I want to be. I can, and like I'm gonna be myself, but like I kind of get to choose how I present myself to these people. Like if you just stick around the people who've always known you your whole life. Like that, that's not. But when you go to like college or CBI, it's like, wait, I get to reinvent myself and kind of like look at myself and say like, who do I want to be? What do I want to be known for? And I chose I want to be known for playing with Legos on the floor in front of everyone. That was my choice that I made.
But at least it was like so embarrassing for me though. Not for you, sorry. I was just like trying to figure out who to be, and then as I was like soaking up so much stuff in Bible college, I was like, okay, so you have to be super happy and nice and like super big and in people's faces, because I thought like the personality of like being more chill and like not always talking was wrong. So I was, for like when I first got the Salmon, and every time I visited, I was just so loud and like, I don't know. I just remember being so embarrassing.
Everyone
so there's the good parts of being who you are, and then you realize who you don't want to be, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all are someone we don't want to be.
Lots of times.
The first time, yes, it was in your house, and then you and Josh were there, and then Jordan left to go to the bathroom, and I was like, oh no, I have to hold a conversation for 10 minutes with Jordan.
10 minutes? What was I doing in there?
It just felt like a long time.
Sorry.
But then just moments like that, it's like, it's okay not to talk.
I don't even remember that.
Good,
so
praise
I have a
God.
pretty good memory,
There's so much.
I vaguely remember that.
Much.
Yeah.
Well, so bad.
Weren't we gonna like watch a movie or something?
Not that day. That's another day. We were like just stopping in.
Yeah.
But
and we watched The Chosen with Taylor. That was so nice.
Yeah,
cute.
I don't remember that either.
You don't remember watching Chosen season 1 with Taylor?
And you too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to find like a movie.
At your house, yeah. Oh my gosh, that was like one of the best. That's
When
I
it
really
was
got to
the
know
other
Taylor.
way, though. The TV was where the couch is.
Yes,
It was
true.
back then.
Yes.
So
Yes.
A lot of rearranging has gone on up at my place. So
Yes, it has.
that's
Cool.
right, up on 15th.
Yeah. Well, anything you want to share to the people, Avery? Any last thoughts?
Yikes, what I could like yap on about stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just really I liked a really cool thing. Jordan got to share his testimony the other day to the little high school class that he teaches, and it was just really cool for him to say, like, also I can attest to it, but it's like all these things happened that you, like, God set everything up perfectly. And like you didn't even know it happened until you could like look behind you and be like, oh. So it's really cool that he allowed me to go to CBI that semester, and then he put Hagen teaching there. Like it was just like all those cool things where he set everything up and he had this like awesome plan for me, and then I didn't do much. I just like kept walking forward, and he guided me, and it was just really cool. And now I have like the best life ever, and a really cute house and a car and all that super cool stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, you don't have to do much, which is nice. God just does it all, and you just sit back and are like, why? But it's good.
I wanted to say, and I'm not saying this, I want to say, and a new baby on the way, but that's not true. That's not true at all.
He always makes these jokes, people.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, good, but we'll end there.
Well, Jordan, what was your favorite Christmas gift you got?
Probably my skis. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom, for getting me my skis. Those were really
Aw.
great. How about you, Hagen?
Yeah.
What was the best Christmas gift you got?
Well, probably a bidet.
Oh, wow. Those
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah, you have to come over and try it.
Yes, sir. I'll be right over.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Have you hooked it up yet?
No,
Oh, okay.
because I haven't opened it yet.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this. But
Stupid.
Yuck.
yeah, I hope that's what I got.
Oh, okay. Just hope
That was
it's-
like the only thing I asked for my parents. So.
Oh, from your parents. Okay.
And it was pretty affordable. Off
I only got
Walmart.com.
skis from my parents.
Only. That's
Oh, and the plane tickets. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Yes, the plane tickets.
That's nice.
It is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Good.
Plane tickets are expensive. Cool. Well, we hope everyone you have a good New Year's coming up.
That's right.
Yep. Come
Bring in
out.
2025.
Yep.
See
with
what
a
the Lord has in
bang.
store for
Next
us.
time you
Yeah.
see me, it'll be 2025.
Wow.
I could say, see you next year, guys.
No.
See you next year.
That's right.
It's
Okay.
a good one.
Yikes.
Okay.
Later.
Later. Bye-bye.